They called it a myth, a city lost to time. Dwarka, the city of Krishna. It was said to have been built by divine hands and swallowed by the sea when its time was done. Most thought it was just another ancient story, like Atlantis, a symbol, a metaphor. But symbols don't show up on sonar scans. In 2024, a private marine expedition launched quietly off the coast of Gujarat. No government fanfare, no press. Just a team of scientists and divers chasing whispers. Leading them was Dr. Kaushik Mehra, a seasoned marine archaeologist, and among his team, buried in the paperwork, was a young oceanographer named Riya Malhotra. No one knew her real reason for joining. Riya's grandfather, Captain Arvind Malhotra, had led a similar mission in 1979. His ship vanished 3 days in. The only thing recovered was a corrupted sonar reel and a mangled black box transmission. His voice, static, choked and frantic, repeated the same phrase over and over again. Don't open the door. For Riya, this wasn't just research, it was a rescue. Day 1 of the dive, the ruins began to appear. Columns, broken temple spires, carvings too eroded to read. The team was ecstatic. It was evidence, finally, that the myth had bones. But the deeper they went, the less sense things made. They found steps that led nowhere, rooms without entrances. A wall inscribed with Sanskrit verses that ended in gibberish, syllables that didn't belong to any known language. On day 4, they found it. A dome, half buried under coral and sand. Not made of stone like the rest, but something darker, metallic almost, perfectly smooth, no seams. It didn't look built, it looked placed. The sonar couldn't penetrate it. Cameras malfunctioned, even compasses spun uselessly. It was as if the dome rejected observation. Then someone noticed the door. Circular, etched with unfamiliar symbols, and on either side, carvings, battle scenes. Gods with weapons of fire and light-fighting creatures that defied form. Too many arms, too many eyes. A depiction of a war no scripture ever mentioned. That night, the team argued. Dr. Mehra wanted to wait for better equipment. Riya said nothing. She didn't sleep. The next morning, the door was open. Just a crack, but enough. She didn't tell anyone. She just dove. The water seemed colder as she descended. The ocean had weight now, like it was watching her. When she reached the dome, her flashlight flickered. Her comms buzzed. Her fingers trembled as she reached for the edge of the door. That's when she heard it. Flute music. Software impossible. Floating up from inside the dome. She went in and found air. Dry air. The chamber was warm, glowing faintly from veins of blue light running through the walls. The symbols moved, not as carvings, but as pulses, like they were alive. And in the center of the room, her grandfather, standing, smiling, unaged, his skin unwrinkled, eyes clear, clothes intact. He raised a finger to his lips, and behind him, the door began to close. Riya screamed into her comms. Her oxygen monitor flashed red, but she didn't turn back. Her grandfather began to speak, not with words but with thoughts. She saw visions of a city built by gods, not men, of technology that shaped time and space, of a war that shattered heaven and earth, and a door that should never be opened again. Because what lay beyond it wasn't dead, just dreaming. Outside, the team scrambled. They had lost her signal, no sign of her on sonar, and when they dove, the dome was gone. Not destroyed, not moved, gone. The seabed was smooth, as if nothing had ever been there. They called off the expedition, files were sealed, the footage was erased, the world moved on. But a month later, a fisherman's boat picked up a strange signal on his radio. It was a recording, repeating in a loop, a voice, Riya's voice. Don't open the door. Don't open the door.